Welcome back to The Best Beverage. I'm your host, James. And of course, we have the producer, the young man that runs the house, Sam, wanted to be in this episode, which makes a lot of sense considering what this episode's about. At least the artist that records the album, because this artist likes cats a lot. And I'm wearing my friendship bracelets. And if you like friendship bracelets, cats, artists, wine, adult beverages, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Sam, you ready to introduce who we're going to talk about? Taylor Swift. Yes, Taylor Swift and the Folklore album from 2020. I reached out to the wife of my partner on the other channel, Let's Talk Bourbon, Kelly, who is a Swiftie. I must go ahead and say I am not. Have really respected and enjoyed her releases, but never really listened to a whole album. Knew Kelly was a Swiftie. Wanted to explore a little more for the channel. Asked, and she recommended the album we're going to be reviewing for this. Taylor Swift likes cats, and obviously we love cats here too, so it makes sense that Sam would want to be part of this episode. So we're talking the Folklore album. That is the one she recommended. Didn't really, I knew the release, but didn't really know much of the album before I listened to it. It's really, really good. It's a very mature, deep singer-songwriter album. It's terrific. Okay. Someone's dying to get a little more attention. Okay, here he goes. So, it was released in 2020. Less we talk about that, the better, because I mean, it's 2020. Oh, there he goes. And nothing like the cat to throw you off your train of thought as he marks everything. So, 2020, not the best year, a year that a lot of people were stuck indoors. She was going to do a tour, but, you know, COVID showed up. Everyone got stuck in the house in quarantine. She actually wrote a majority of this album in quarantine and then released it in July of that year, 2020. Just crazy to think. Sam approves, obviously. Listening to it, I was really blown away and impressed. And when I was thinking of my pairing, I'm thinking, okay, I'm stuck in the house. What would I want to do? And the Prisoner Red Blend came to mind. It is a perfect pairing because unfortunately during 2020 when we were stuck in the house, majority of us really enjoyed our alcohol and wine. So the Prisoner is a red blend. Now I know wine, mostly. Now there are levels to knowing wine. I would say I know more than the average consumer with my background in Total Wine, some training beforehand. But you could really get down the rabbit hole in wine. Sommeliers do a lot of work. I really respect what they do, so I'm not even going to pretend to get to their level. A couple of tidbits I will give. The bottling is and the blending is in Napa, California. It's a red blend. Most wines are truly blends. There are very few pure varietals, i.e. when it says cab, it's 100% cab, Pinot, along the lines. Most are going to be a blend of some sort. I know in the new world, we tend to lead by varietal, i.e. grape, and then go by producer. Old world, it's region, producer, then sometimes they say grape, sometimes they don't. Oh, you approve? Thank you. But when I was thinking something I want to sit and smooth and rich, I was thinking a nice glass of red wine. Oh yeah. Oh, I love this Zinfandel on that. If you're ever at a barbecue or cookout and you want to pick up a bottle of a affordable blend or lead with a varietal, lead with a Zinfandel. Zinfandels and grilled meats are just exquisite together and exquisite with this album. Highly recommend this. It's a very coveted red blend. It's nice. They do a great job and the artwork on it is amazing. It's just silky, smooth, and rich. Kind of like this album. This was her, come here, bud. Okay. This was her 8th studio release. The background, I was doing reading on it. If she thought everyone was going to be in quarantine, I'm going to write an album around people being stuck inside for quarantine, which was exactly what these songs are. My first impression is someone really listened to Carly Simon and the singer-songwriters in the 1970s, because that's updated versions, but that was the feel I got. And as I was telling the director earlier today, we were listening to some of it. I still don't have a record player. I grew up with record players, so I know the pluses and minuses. I lived through the pops and scratches of a badly maintained album. But I get the ritual, and this would be probably one of the few I would get, because I would see putting this on, click, 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 you hear this as the turntable warms up, pouring a glass of this, sitting down and starting to listen to this album, because it is that kind of sit down, reflect, drink, listen to the story she's telling, because there are stories. And this is a perfect, we're getting to fall, fall's coming. When it starts getting cooler out, it gets rainy day, yeah, I would definitely put this on the radio, not the radio, I'd put it on. See, I'm dating myself. I don't have an album. No way I would do a CD. I'd put it on my phone and use my Bluetooth speaker. I want to say I would either put the album on or put the cassette in, but we don't have those technologies anymore. I'm musing in how far it has come, and I love and don't love sometimes how easy it is to access music, but that's a whole nother story. But Taylor Swift, genius to put this out when she did. I think she's one of the great artists, as I have another sip, who can constantly reinvent herself. I mean, there's a reason it was called the Eras Tour, that she could keep on putting out different styles, but she's a good enough of a songwriter that they still work. It still seems really authentic. It's just amazing to think. And I mean, I understand the first switch where she switched from country to pop, because I mean, I'm not going to get into a lecture on how country music treats their female artists. I'm just going to say, ask a country music DJ how many female artists they're allowed to play in an hour. You do the math. For that move, it made total sense, but she keeps on reinventing herself, and it keeps on seeming authentic, and it just seems really, she's just that smart and that great of an artist. It's over an hour's worth of music on this release. There's not a bad track, so it's kind of hard to pick favorites, because they're all really good. They all tell great stories. I mean, Cardigan is the release, the single. See, once again, singles don't make sense anymore, but it's the first release off of that album. It's very good, great story. Exile, the duet with Bon Iver, is just a modern update. You know, she revisits her country roots. It just rips your heart out. August, big Taylor Swifties, big popular one. One that I really liked was The Great American Dynasty. I think it was a fun, I'm not sure fun story, but a clever story about people looking and thinking a woman comes in and gets into this dynasty, and she a gold digger, she's ruining it. There goes the last Great American. Just fun, inventive, clever, insightful stories. I'm not sure fun's the right term for a lot of these stories, but they're good, well written. It's a mature artist wrote this and did very well. And thank you, Kelly, because once again, even after this, am I a Swiftie? No. Do I have a deeper and healthier respect for her, Taylor Swift, as an artist? Absolutely. Of course, I respected her beforehand. I always thought she wrote great songs, the ones I heard as singles, but just to actually listen to a whole album was very insightful, and I agree. I think this one was really great to listen to. Once again, I will very tip of the iceberg for wine, because wine, like I said, if you ever want to learn more about how a psalm, i.e. sommelier, the people who study wine and wine varieties, would highly recommend watching the movie Psalm, you will gain a very healthy respect for how dedicated and almost obsessive these people are to study the wines, the grapes, the terroir. It's just so involved. So that's why, I mean, I'll get nerdy on spirits, I'll get nerdy on cocktails, I'll get nerdy on beer. I've studied, I've known, not quite to their level, but maybe Psalm 1. But I would say I'm close to at least a Psalm 1, maybe definitely Psalm 2 in beer. But you start getting to these masters, they really know what they're talking about. So that's why I'm kind of up here. The other stuff I'll get a little deeper in the iceberg. But yeah, a red blend, something that you sit and enjoy. It was the best timed release. Of course, Taylor Swift she times her era changes real well. She's a smart, talented, capable artist. Thank you once again, Kelly, for recommending this. Deeper, more healthy respect for Taylor Swift, and thank you for the friendship bracelets. They are a lot of fun. They exchange them at the concerts. Gotta love the Swifties. They're just really dedicated. Sure, why not? If you gotta be dedicated to something, Taylor Swift is someone I would understand someone wanting to follow. James Wolverton, if you like listening to people ramble on about wine, barely, and music, sorta, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I guess Sam got tired of my rambling, that's why he wandered on. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Cheers, and be careful out there and enjoy. Have a good one.